The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Good evening. For the next 90 minutes, we're going to tell you a little about a man named Manie Sacks, who he was and what he did and what he actually meant to a great many people whose names and faces shine out at us from the glittering and beautiful world of entertainment. The story of Manie Sacks is actually a wonderful story. It's a success story, a typical American success story. And every time it happens, the lady with the lamp stands just a little bit taller. Manie started out as a salesman in a very small dress shop in Philadelphia. And he wound up with a whole fistful of initials after his name. Just about the most important initials there are in show business. Initials like NBC, and RCA, and CBS. And whether he was called executive vice president of a television network or a general manager of a recording company or just Manie, his job was always the same. He was the sort of a right-hand man. Right-hand man in charge of kindness, help, guidance. And that's why Manie's a true success story, because in addition to all the titles and initials, he also wound up with a lot of friends. Among them were cab drivers, elevator men, shoeshine boys. And sometimes they were a little better known possibly because their names were up in lights. And that's why we're all here tonight, to help you, rather to help tell a little about Manie Sacks, not only as performers, but just simply as some of Manie's friends.
You see on the screen before you are some of those whose careers were helped and furthered by a word, a phone call, a lunch, a hand clasp, a gleam in the eye, or an all-day, all-night, all-year conference with Manie Sacks, Dinah Shore, Frank Sinatra, K-Star, Danny Thomas, Jane Wyman, and Jack Webb, your host tonight for the Liggett Myers Tobacco Company, better known to you as Chesterfield, L&M, and Oasis, who are proud to be part of this tribute from
about Manie Sacks. I don't know where to begin. I guess everyone has a Manie Sacks in his life if he's lucky. Your own personal Rock of Gibraltar. When I was at sort of a low point in my career, it was Manie who turned me around and set me in the right direction and put me right into the heart of that television picture. And not, of course, until he had set me right in the recording picture. Manie had picked this song for me. And he made me record it because he had such faith in it. Well, I wasn't too sure because it was a little offbeat for me, but Manie insisted, and I recorded it, and you know the answer. It became the biggest hit record I ever had in my life. Funny thing, when we got to the record date, they made a very fancy arrangement of it, and it just didn't seem to be right. It was getting very late, and Manie said, now, everybody go home but the rhythm section and the accordion player. Just Sing it nice and easy, Dinah. And the reason Manny was so concerned was because I was expecting the stork any minute. Of course, the stork didn't come around that night. I recorded the song and went home. The stork came the next night. That was some week. Here's the song. East is east and west is west, and the wrong one I've chose. Let's go where I keep on wearing those rings and flowers and buttons and bows, rings and things and buttons and bows. Don't bury me in this prairie, take me where the cedar grows. Let's move down to some big town where the lovely gal will cut her clothes, and I'll stand out in buttons and bows. I'll love you in buckskin or skirts that I've homespun, but I love you longest, strong to wear. Your friends don't tote a gun. My bones denounce the buckboard bounce, and the cactus hurts my toes. Let's bamboos where gals keep using those silks and satins and linens that shows, and I'm all yours in buttons and bows. Give me eastern trimming where women are women in a high silk hose and deep clothes and French perfume that rocks the room, and I'm all yours in buttons and bows. Buttons and bows. Buttons and bows.
Thank you very much, Dinah. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce my very good friend, Mr. Jack Webb, speaking for Liggett Myers. And I'd like to add a word or two, if I may. This show has been on the dreaming board for a long time now, but with all the goodwill in the world, it wouldn't be possible for it to get off the board and onto the stage until a man named Terry Klein, who represents Liggett Myers, and one of Manny's very dearest friends, sat down and worked out all the conflicting commitments and the problems and, of course, the financial huddles. Never mind that on that night, Frank Sinatra might be in Burma, and Nat Cole in Las Vegas, Tony Martin in Miami, and all the rest of it. But Terry got on the plane and set the wheels in motion, and I don't think he's been down yet. Certainly, in my own case, I have found that the word sponsor means a very real and warm and human kind of a person. Here again tonight is one more example of it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jack Webb.
This is the city, Hollywood. My name is Jack Webb. I'm proud to be with Manny's friends and to continue my long association with Liggett and Myers. You know them better as Chesterfield, L&M, and Oasis. Now, they've asked me to take you on location backstage to meet some of the stars of their programs and to show you how commercials are made. So, let's go. Now, on our way, we'll be seeing some famous landmarks like these. You know, here in Hollywood, we have one big job: to build entertainment, to make television pleasure for you the year round. Now, Liggett and Myers works year round to make pleasure too, smoking pleasure. We're kind of partners in the business of pleasure. The fact is, in Hollywood and New York right now, Chesterfield, L&M, and Oasis have 7 big shows going, plus 2 brand new programs coming up this month. Here at Mark 7, my home base, we're shooting DA's Man. And there's the star. Hi, John. That's John Compton for Chesterfield. In this studio, we're working on our new show, Pete Kelly's Blues, starting March 31st for Chesterfield. Come on in and meet the gang. Here's Pete Kelly's Big 7. And here's the man himself.